So now that we practice our adjectives and we're getting ready for our story, I want to review about our physical characteristics of birds. Who remembers what it means if it's a physical characteristic? Take some time to think. Right, a physical characteristic is something you can see, and so you can describe it and tell us what it looks like. Now, we've been talking about a couple physical characteristics of the bird. So far we've talked about how birds can be different colors, and birds have beaks that help them eat their favorite foods. So you learned about their colors and we learned about their beaks. Today we're going to talk about another physical characteristic, which is their feathers. So today you're going to be researching more information about how they use their feathers and why they're special. So for our first book, we're going to look at our story, The Just Ducks. Which, what do we call these ducks again? Right, mallard ducks. So we're going to be talking about the feathers of the mallard ducks. Here we go. I like it when a drake shows off his handsome feathers. So there's a nice adjective describing the feathers. To the ducks, trying to get one to be his girlfriend. Sometimes the drakes get very excited and chase a duck in a gang or fight, splashing in the water and making a big fuss. And then we have these small words up here. And what do we call these small words again? What's the text feature? Right, a caption, and it says, from fall through winter, drakes try to find a mate in time for spring, when the ducks will be ready to lay their eggs. So we have our feathers on our drake ducks, which are the boy ducks, and our girl mallard ducks, which are just called ducks. What are different about what the drake's feathers look like compared to the girl duck's feathers look like? Right, the drake duck has the green, but does the girl duck have the green? No. Why is that? Why can the drake duck have the green on it, but the girl duck can't? That's right, good memory. The girl duck has to sit on the eggs, so she has to camouflage. But the boy duck, the drake duck, does not need to sit on the eggs, so he can have the bright colors with the feathers. And what do the drake ducks use their feathers to do? Why do they show them off? Right, they want to show them off so they can get a girlfriend. They want their mate, so that way they can make their eggs to have their babies. So we have the two different feathers, and even though they're both mallard ducks, they still look different. Now that you looked at your mallard ducks, we're going to do more research on some other birds to see how they use their feathers and see if they use them in a different way than just showing off or being able to hide to protect their eggs. So our other book that we've been looking at is our birds book. And remember, this one's set up a little differently with our information. So remember, at the top, we have, what is this called at the top of our page? The words that are bigger. Right, that's our heading. So our heading is feathers. So if our heading is feathers, what are these two pages going to be about? Awesome, they're going to be about feathers. Remember, the heading tells you what this section's about. And then remember, we also have these smaller words by pictures. And what do we do with these smaller words? What's this text feature? Those are the captions. Awesome. Give yourself a high five. Those are captions. They tell about the picture and give more information. So I want you to listen carefully to what they say that these birds use their feathers for. So here we go. It says, look for feathers on the ground. Can you tell what each type of feather is used for? So let's see what it tells us. It says feathers can be oily to keep birds dry. So oily, so it's something like a little wet. So they use that to help keep their feathers dry. So that's one thing. It You have long white feathers, fluffy body feathers, and stiff tail feathers. So for this bird, there's 3 different types of feathers just on one bird. Okay, now we're going to have, it says feathers have different jobs. So we have 4 different birds we're going to read about to see how they use their feathers. So listen up. Let's see what our captions say for each picture. So for this picture, our caption says, birds use long wing feathers to fly. Stiff tail feathers help them change direction in flight. So their wing feathers help them fly, and then they make them nice and stiff and hard so they can change their direction for the tail. So the tail feathers help them change their direction. Then for this picture, our caption says, small soft body feathers keep a bird warm and snug. They trap warm air against the bird's body. So besides helping birds be able to change direction and steer, they also keep their bodies warm. Okay, 2 more. Here we go. So for our peacock, it says some birds use their feathers to show off. So that's what it said about the mallard ducks. The male peacock fans out his amazing tail feathers. So just like the mallard ducks, the peacock uses its feathers to show off as well. And our last caption for what feathers do says the color of a bird's feathers can help it hide against a background. So when it's hiding, this is just like the girl ducks, it's camouflage. So their feathers look like what their surrounding is so they can blend in. This is called camouflage. So we have 4 other things that the feathers help them do. So feathers can help them steer and go in the right direction. They can also help keep birds warm. Some birds use their feathers to show off, and some birds use their feathers to blend in or camouflage. So I want you to remember different things that the birds use their feathers for and tell me what you learned. So I want to see what is one thing that the birds use their feathers for. And also part of your assignment, you're going to need to sketch and draw a picture of the peacock. So you'll draw and sketch your peacock, and then at the bottom it says, what do the feathers look like? So you'll have to write a sentence describing, so using your adjectives, what the feathers look like on a peacock. Can't wait to see all your drawings. And remember, make sure you tell me what's one way the birds use their feather. So we talked about they use them to keep them warm, to help them steer directions, to help them show off, or to help them blend in. Can't wait to see your work.